we scored?
Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
It's the interview show.
Why so angry?
I was trying to be scary.
Scary. Oh. Ah!
Thank you.
Horrifying.
What is this, the Charlie News Channel?
I think so.
Let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it.
I love the graininess. Whoa, who's this guy? He win
Oh, a lot of money.
That's a big
150.
number.
I think his name is Gary.
That's almost like 2 hamburgers.
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
Ooh, some scratch offs.
Whoa.
All right, that was kind of cool.
Charlie, what are your thoughts on gambling?
Gambling? Oh.
Love
Oh.
it. He loves it.
That I can't get enough of it?
Can't get
Growler.
enough.
You know, I worked as like one of those lotto people, like the
Yeah.
person who gives out the lottery tickets. Stressful, can I tell
Oh,
Is that
you?
a
I
real
bet.
story?
Yeah. No, that's so genuine.
Really?
I worked as a cashier for just like a grocery store, and it had a lotto machine. And then the people think that you know the lotto lingo. I didn't. I did not know the jargon.
Whoa.
Ooh.
They're looking up at the sky because
Whoa, it's coming, Charlie.
there's
it's
a
coming.
meteor coming. That's a meteor. You guys better watch out. Whoa! Is that Lord of the Rings?
I think it's because it's the Ring of Fire.
Oh, like the Johnny Cash song.
Like the Harry
Yeah.
Potter movie?
Yeah.
Just like the Harry Potter movie.
I think you're supposed to stare directly into the sun when this
Oh,
happens.
is that
Yeah,
what you're
that like
supposed to do?
that resets your eyesight.
Yeah.
To
Right.
0.
It actually
if you-
enhances it.
Right. If you wear glasses, if you look up at the eclipse, it will give you 2020 vision.
Yes.
That's what
We'll
I've
go
heard.
from 2020 to 00.
It actually
Oh,
gives you
that's
21 vision.
21.
It lets you like see
21.
through people.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Like X-rays.
Whoa.
So make sure to look at the sun when this is happening. What is?
I think it already happened.
I want to know the correlation between Lord of the Rings and the eclipse.
They're having fun. Is
going
this
on?
part of the eclipse?
I don't know.
Northwestern University.
You know, I that's a Lego piece right back there.
Whoa. Design a robot that can walk.
So Northwestern University is making robots that can walk, and that's it. That's all they're doing. All this other stuff right here,
I think we have those
this
already.
is too much. They just put legs on a robot
I don't like
and
it.
then make them
Why is it
walk.
like flexing?
It makes me really
Whoa.
uncomfortable.
It's like
Ooh.
pulsing.
It made it really jiggly at the end there.
Yeah, that's actually a purple pillow right there.
For the robots, because, you know.
Yeah, they just wanna
They
wanna
get
lie
so
down.
steepy-eepy.
The robots, they walk too much.
Oh, are they going to
just
shoot
like
us like that?
yeah, the Lord of the Rings.
And they're gonna have cats.
That cat is actually a robot.
Whoa.
Fun fact.
You can't trust anyone these days, not
Yeah.
even cats.
Yeah.
Charlie
Look,
Supervisor
the guy's
real
taking a
news.
picture of it. Oh,
Is he gonna like,
put the cat in the box. Cat in the hat, hey, am I right? What is
what's
this?
he doing?
I believe he took his cat to go vote for something really important.
Oh, is the cat running for president?
I hope so.
Mr. President?
Look at that
Wow.
guy. I'd vote
But he
for him.
seems
I would
trapped, I
vote
don't
for
know.
him. He looks too
But he's a
what?
robot.
Oh.
I think he fell for the oldest trick in the book.
The box trick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hate
we've all
when that
been there,
happens.
like,
I honestly, yeah. it
That's
happens
how
too
we
much.
got you here, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh,
Remember
look at
that,
this
Matt?
box. Look at these cool cars. They're bouncing around. Wow. This guy was gonna.
He's got some eyebrows.
I talked to that guy over there, and he told me, don't come around here anymore.
Really? Because I talked to this guy and he told you to come there all the time.
Really? Dichotomy of man.
he's just testing your persistence.
What do you think of this
Maybe.
car?
That car is awesome. That's actually my dad's car. My dad owned that car.
own, like that specific one?
Yeah.
Did they like steal it? What happened?
Yeah, they took it from him. He was sleeping one day, and they just took it. And then my dad didn't really care. He's like, yeah, all right. It happens.
So they towed his car, and then he bought a new one?
My dad bought a new one, yeah.
You know you can just get it back, right?
What?
When they tow your car, you can get it back. You don't gotta buy another car.
Oh.
Wait, play that again. It looks like something crazy is gonna happen.
This is paranormal activity?
Yeah, I expected a jump scare there.
Yeah, look at this.
Let's go.
The grainy
It's a
makes
ring com.
it makes it
It
scarier.
really does. Wait, Charlie, get out of the way. There might be
Is
There he
something-
is.
What is that?
That's a bear.
That's a bear?
Oh my! Oh, it is a bear. Oh, look at him. He's gallivanting throughout the home.
That's not a bear.
Maybe your last
Oh, wait,
name
wait,
is
move.
Bear.
Move.
Where?
Get down! Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Oh, he's just climbing out the window.
sorry, it scared me. I thought it was
I think you
real.
both scared each other off, honestly.
Give him a little kiss.
Maybe. Yeah.
I heard they like kisses. Bears?
Bears?
Yeah.
I gave one a handshake once.
Do you think you could fight a bear?
Honestly, yeah. I could fight a bear. See?
Python versus bear, who wins?
Python versus bear. Python wins
Where
every
is
time.
he?
9 times
Oh,
out
I
of 10.
see him. He's next to you.
That's a woman.
If only we could see what this woman's saying. Or that one.
I can lip read.
What's
Charlie
saying?
Harkins is really cool. Whoa. All right. Cool.
And she's saying to watch the interview show because there will be bears.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think? Oh,
Those are great stats.
I like that
Whoa.
they just enter the home. They don't attack. They just kind of chill
This
out.
is proof that you should just let them in your home. They're
Yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
they're hungry. Just give them
nearly
a little
70 home.
piece of
entries in
ham, and then they'll leave
2022.
you alone.
Isn't
Well,
that crazy?
Then they'll
there's
leave through the
actually a
window like
bear
that
in
other
all
guy.
your guys' homes. You should check during this break. Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
I'll do it. Ooh, that was scary for a second.
Whoa! Who's this guy again?
What's his name?
I don't know.
Sean.
Monkey.
Monkey?
Sean Monkey.
Sean
Sean
Monkey?
Monkey.
Sean Monkey. Okay. Okay.
Is he your cousin?
My cousin?
No,
I
Matthew.
don't. Oh, more like an acquaintance.
Acquaintance? How do you
Oh.
know him?
Ooh.
He's surely handsome.
He is. You know, he's got that defined jawline, like
Oh yeah, it's
a dream man.
kind of looks like Balloony.
Baloney.
Balloony?
Balloony.
Who's Balloony?
Yeah, who's Baloney?
You came up with a character on your
You can't
own?
introduce these characters like that.
From a famous TV show.
Family Guy?
No. Keep trying.
Ooh.
American Dad.
Cleveland
No.
Show.
Children's show.
Family Guy.
It's,
I give up. Who is
it's
it?
Phineas and Ferb.
Ah.
I was trying to.
the triangle and the rectangle, those
boys.
guys?
Yeah, the rectangle and
Triangle,
triangle
rectangle.
boy. And then they've got like
Orange hair.
They've got a sister.
What was
Those
her?
are Wondrous
Candace.
Boys.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting a call.
She screams.
Who's it from?
It's HR.
HR.
Huh?
It just said,
Uh-oh. Pick it up.
hello.
I didn't do anything.
I don't think I did it. Oh,
That
I
is
might
a
have
voice.
noticed.
What do you think you did?
There's a few things.
He said what?
I'm not.
Charlie, is this true?
Charlie, what did you do?
I'm not sure.
You have to know something.
Charlie, what have you been doing ever since I gave you a smartphone?
I downloaded Twitter.
Oh
X.
no, come on.
That's the
Twitter?
only thing I have. Yeah.
We told you to
Yeah,
stay
I'll
off
pull
Twitter,
up a
Charlie.
couple. I'll call you back, I guess.
Charlie, who
Alright, yeah,
gave you
we'll
Twitter?
get it
Who
up
gave
real
you
quick.
permission?
It was the only app that allowed me to download something.
Oh.
Yeah.
We
Charlie,
need
this
to put,
better be good, that's all I'm saying.
We need to put parental locks on Charlie's phone. What did you tweet, Charlie?
Is this you?
What?
Charloots?
Oh. People don't lock the bathroom door when using it is always in the blame. I don't feel bad for seeing you vulnerable.
You tweeted that?
Charlie, what do you have to say?
I feel that completely. That is who I am. These tweets.
So you're the guy that breaks into bathroom doors. I use bathrooms.
Do
I
you
don't wanna
keep it unlocked?
sometimes.
You are a menace to
I don't
this
think
world.
I ever lock the bathroom door.
You don't think you ever lock the bathroom?
If the bathroom door is shut, you knock.
Oh, absolutely not.
Are you a non-knocker?
I'm a non-knocker. If the bathroom door is open, I'm going right in.
If it's open, yeah, enter. That's deserved. But shut? That deserves a knock, Charlie.
That's not a knock. If it's a stall, sure, a knock. But if
You
it's like a
sure
lone
retweet a lot of
bathroom,
stuff.
if it's a lone bathroom, and I
What is the difference between a stall and a lone
a
bathroom?
lone bathroom is
Charlie, what am I reading?
is one door
Is there more?
and there's
There's
one
I can't.
toilet.
I've been scrolling for the past 5 minutes. It just doesn't end.
Charlie,
Oh, you're a fan?
5,972 posts. Is that real?
Yeah, and I downloaded
I gave you the
what,
phone
yesterday?
like 2 days ago.
Yeah, yeah.
How much would you have possibly tweeted?
Charloots.
Who knew a greenhouse could be hot as? And then I left that one
What?
for interpretation.
Charloots.
Yeah.
I think there's something that we would have to
I think we have
move.
to have an intervention.
Move.
Charlie, you can't. For 3 likes.
Who's Marianne?
Is that your mom?
That's my mother. We found her on Twitter. And I think, what did she say there? She said,
Come on.
yeah.
She said, come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah.
So
like
she,
Joe
even
Biden.
she's disappointed too. You have a mother?
Happened by chance.
You don't get to pick your family, as they say, but
That's
you sure
true.
do get one. So.
That's true.
What's this, Charlie?
I just posted a picture of my face.
Oh my god.
You know, you kind of look like a Muppet.
That deserves me for the world's worst selfie.
Maybe like 45% Muppet.
45%?
Glad you
Yeah.
got clean nostrils.
45%
Thank you.
Muppet.
What did you say, Emmy?
Yeah.
I'll take an Emmy.
Charlie, what gave you the? Why do you think you have the right to post these things?
So that one, I was really, really angry that day, and I had to let out my frustration on
You can't be doing this, Charlie.
Charlie, not everyone deserves a voice, and you definitely fall in that category.
I can't express who I am.
What is
No.
this, Charlie?
Look at these raccoons.
How much does this cost? Did you buy these?
I did. Remember how much that burger cost?
I'll never forget.
How much was it? I don't remember.
8,000.
8,000. It was around that. I bought that.
Is
Are
this
they
where all the
alive?
money in our,
Do they
our
swim?
budget is going?
They swim?
They swim.
What,
that's
can
a
we
little
at
bit
least
worth
use
it.
it as a prop?
No. No, I don't want you
Did
to.
you name them?
Are they alive?
Ringo, Dingo, Blingo.
There
the
was
last one
4.
is
Name them?
Charlie, they're dead.
What?
Why would you buy dead animals?
What do you mean?
You know you can get those for free.
What do you mean they're dead? He said they were alive, that they swim around.
No, they're not.
I've seen them. swim.
Look at them.
Have you ever seen them move?
They're paddling.
They can't move.
They're moving in that picture.
They don't move when I look at them.
What are they, the
They move
gremlins?
when you don't look at them?
Yes, they're just like the gremlins.
So we can't feed them. They can't move.
Yeah.
But they were somehow worth $8,000.
Yeah. my little.
It is a
my
cool
little
boat.
treat.
Charlie, I think we need to ground you for this.
What?
I think you're grounded. I think
What?
you have to go into
What
the
did I
corner.
I think we need to
do?
put you in internet jail for a little bit.
What?
Go back. Go in the
Don't
corner,
delete my
Charlie.
account.
Charlie,
What?
go in the corner.
No! Oh, come on. You're no fun. Oh.
That's all for today. Charlie's going into the corner.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, a large donation was given to SUNY Oswego by a former graduate.
And the search is on for an RIT student who's gone missing.
Plus, finals week is looming and students are feeling the pressure.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Ed Lundquist.
And I'm Hazel Montalvo.
Today, SUNY Oswego announced a $2 million gift donated by alumni graduate Frank Maravigila. The university plans to use the money to invest in their Vision 4040 program, an initiative that aims to increase the number of Oswego graduates to 40,000 per decade by 2040.
SUNY Oswego also plans to name the School of Education's entrance atrium in the Maravilla honor. WTOP-10 reporter Riley Jones is on the scene to tell us more.
Thank you, guys. When you look up Maravigila on the internet, it comes up with the results as defining it as to wonder, which is exactly what Frank Maravigila wants with this new addition to the building. He is from Jamesville, New York, and in 1984 is a recipient of the Oswego Alumni Association for Distinguishing Alumni Award. He graduated in 1958 and began his career as a high school teacher on Long Island. From 1964 to 1999, Maravigila served as a professor of landscape architecture at SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry in Syracuse. He advised numerous global companies such as IBM, AT&T, General Electric, and Carrier Corp. Even in retirement, Maravigila continued to serve SUNY, acting as the ESF coordinator of the campus retiree program, SUNY ESF's Emeritus Center. He's happy to have the plaza near the education building named in his honor. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you. SUNY Oswego has opened submissions for Chancellor's Award after the Award for Student Excellence nominations. This award is the highest honor to be bestowed upon any student in New York State. Contenders must display excellence in the academic fields of leadership, diversity, equity, inclusion and justice, campus involvement or community service, research and development, or the arts. They must demonstrate at least 3 of these fields in the nomination. All nominations and letters of support must be submitted no later than Thursday, January 4th, 2024.
With final weeks quickly approaching, many students are feeling the pressure of deadlines. With several essays, projects, and final exams taking place over the next 2 weeks, it is important to keep healthy and effective study strategies in mind. We spoke with several students earlier today to get some ideas on what they do to stay productive.
So what I'm doing to make sure I'm well prepared is I'm mapping everything out. I have a book where I write down everything that I need to take, whether it's online or in person, and I make sure to check off every one that I'm doing just to make sure I'm keeping myself up to date with all the work that I have.
I think blocking out your time is really important, doing a to-do list and I guess setting yourself small little goals, and even doing one little assignment will be oh, I got something done, and that gives me a little more motivated to get everything else that I need to do.
The tutoring center really helps me a lot. I go there every Tuesday and Wednesday for music theory instruction, and that's really helpful for me.
As the last week of classes and the weather gets colder, I felt quite a bit chiller this week.
All right, well, temperatures have gotten quite cold over the last day, and they will continue over the next couple of days. Now, the big question for the next week is, Will there be any snow? In how long will this next cold snap last, as well as will there be a warm-up by the time this weekend comes, and will we have one last nice weekend before the holiday season really starts to pick up with college students starting to come home, especially with traveling starting to pick up over the next week. Many people are going to want to know what the weather is going to be like within the next week or two. Well, that's all for now. Back to the desk.
After a year of making adjustments, the Fulton City School District now represents itself with a new mascot, the Red Dragon. A final vote decided on the dragons, and over 85 logos were submitted by students from Fulton. The final logo is a menacing red dragon coiled and grasping onto the red Fulton F. In the coming weeks, this monstrous logo will see some more refinement before finally being unleashed upon the public.
In Watertown, a woman is being charged with larceny and issuing bad checks after using 4 bad checks at lumber stores in Jefferson and Oswego counties. 30-year-old Brittany Stranton and Cathridge was arrested after her bad checks totaled up to almost $3,000 in insufficient funds. Standridge is expected to appear in Oswego County Cap Court on December 14th and Jefferson County Cap Court on December 20th.
Rem Arms, formerly Remington Arms, will be closing down their New York rifle factory in Ilion. Rem Arms, although the oldest gun manufacturers in the United States, have filed twice for bankruptcy in recent years, and their financial difficulties came to a head last year during the Sandy Hook settlement case. This closure comes as a concern for many workers who now have to look for new jobs through the holidays as Rem Arms moves to Georgia.
A new update has been received regarding the disappearance of an RIT student last month. Matthew Grant went missing 2 weeks ago on November 20th, and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office has received surveillance footage from the night he disappeared from a gas station near Syracuse. The Sheriff's Office said Grant wasn't alone or in danger in the video, and they've tracked his last E-ZPass scan at the Watertown-Binghamton exit on the New York Thruway. Grant's family is actively searching for him in the Syracuse area and is hopeful that he'll be found soon.
Still ahead tonight, a breach from a popular DNA tracking website.
And forest fires in December. More after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
All right, I'm meteorologist Cody Schiller. So these are the current conditions in Oswego, New York. Currently it is 33 degrees outside. Not much of a wind chill or any wind, so it's quite calm out. It is cloudy right now, and we are going to see some chances for some flurries and snow showers throughout the night. So if you do plan on going outside, watch the road conditions, because depending on the snow, it could stick to the road if it comes down heavy enough. So there's, again, chance of flurries tonight. The wind, not too much of a big deal, so not much of a wind chill. So now for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at some mostly cloudy conditions throughout the day. Again, some small chances for some snow flurries early on in the day. Temperatures are going to stay around the same around the low 30s, so below freezing. So again, watch out for potential for any slick conditions on the road while driving or even going to classes. So over the next few days, we're not going to be looking at much precipitation. So Wednesday, not much. Thursday, slight chance. And then by the weekend, we're going to start seeing that potential for rain to come back. So this is the temperature over the next 8 to 14 days. Most of the country is going to see about average temperatures, with small parts seeing above average. And especially here in Oswego and New York, we're going to see some above average temperatures over the next 8 to 14 days. So the big picture comes to Sunday and Monday, where we could have a strong storm system come in that could produce some good rain, a lot of rainfall, some heavy rain, and potential for some breezy, gusty winds, and some snow at the end. So this is a video of it coming through, the storm system. So this is right as the cold front is starting to come over Oswego. We're going to still be in mostly rain, but as the storm moves out, we could start to see some snow showers at the back end of this storm system. So for the 7-day forecast, we're looking at mostly cold temperatures the next couple of days, as well as with some mix and snow showers. But this is going to change Thursday and Saturday as slightly warmer temperatures, as well as the sun is going to start to come out, and we're going to have some nice conditions. But by Sunday, though the temperature might reach 54 degrees, we're going to be starting to see that rain come in, and then that big temperature drop with the cold front by Tuesday and Monday. And that's all for my forecast. Back to the desk.
Earlier today, the Supreme Court heard a case about taxing the rich, which could have sweeping ramifications for the existing tax code. Depending how the case plays out, it could make it harder for Congress to tax the wealthy. The case centers on Charles and Kathleen Moore, who were investors in an India-based company. They were hit with a one-time $15,000 tax bill because of a provision in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The Moores argue they shouldn't be taxed because the company's profits were never reinvested, and they never received any income from it. The justices could limit their decision to just this measure, but any ruling in favor of the Moores could inject a lot of uncertainty into the nation's current tax code.
Genetic testing company 23andMe says hackers have accessed nearly 7 million customers' profiles. In some cases, that includes users' ancestry reports, zip codes, and birth years. Hackers were able to access roughly 5.5 million profiles that use a feature called DNA relatives. The feature allows users to find genetic relatives. A 23andMe spokesperson did not respond to the questions about who carried out the hack. The company says it's notifying affected customers and has taken steps to further protect customer data.
Wildfire season is increasingly pushing beyond the summer months. Right now it's almost winter, and part of the Appalachian Trail is closed due to a blaze.
It's North Carolina's Black Bear Fire near the Tennessee border. Rex Hawk reports it's been spreading.
Black Bear wildfire is 2,008 acres and 90% contained, according to the U.S. Forest Service. That doesn't mean the fire is out. Over the weekend, it grew by 120 acres, even with some rainfall. That's because heat can remain in things like downed trees, stumps, and root systems.
And that's actually how this sort of new flare-up of activity started. There were some 1,000-hour fuels that had some heat just within them, and it crossed over that Snowbird Creek.
So it's not extremely active, but it is still holding heat in the heavy fuels, with the potential anytime you get a big wind activity to kind of reignite and spread. So that's the main concern. We're going to hit it hard in the morning hours before the winds activity really pick up.
About 40 firefighters remain on the job. They're focused on cold trailing, extinguishing any burning materials near the fire's edge so it doesn't cross containment lines.
They're running their hands through the ash. They're checking it with their boots on and trying to see if they feel any heat.
We have crews up on the ridge line, as well as working from the bottom down, and then working to meet together in the middle.
What is going to help the most?
Rain. We've actually only had about half an inch of rain. We need more consistent rain to really wet those heavy fuels to make sure that it goes out.
Forest Service officials say no structures are threatened. Some closures remain, like a Forest Service road and parking area in Harmon-Den. And the Appalachian Trail is closed between Interstate 40 and Brown Gap Road.
We're encouraging folks to exercise caution when driving through on the I-40 corridor.
That's not just affecting North Carolina. Those folks on the Tennessee side, too, we need to be aware.
More work will remain, even after this fire is out.
Come spring, most of those folks will be back in some of these areas setting controlled burns to reduce some of these fuels.
Fire officials say snowfall should help with the blaze.
The Alaska Airlines pilot who allegedly attempted to shut off the engines of a passenger plane mid-flight was in an Oregon court Tuesday. Joseph Emerson was indicted on 84 counts, 1 count of endangering aircrafts in the first degree, and 83 counts of recklessly endangering another person. That's one for each passenger and crew member aboard the aircraft at the time of the incident. Emerson is also facing similar federal charges following the incident. Emerson's attorney says he reaccounted taking mushrooms in the day prior and experienced a panic attack and the illusion of being in a dream. He is set to be arraigned on December 7th.
Following that indictment, the FAA is looking into policy changes. The Federal Aviation Administration has announced a special mental health rulemaking committee. It will consist of experts from both the aviation and medical communities. They are looking at how to encourage pilots to report and seek care for mental health issues. The committee is also considering new rules for air traffic controllers. Any recommendations will be submitted to the FAA by the end of March. This announcement comes one day before the first ever National Transportation Safety Board Summit on Pilot Mental Health. When WTOP-10 nightly news continues, organ damage from some hair products.
And multiple product recalls. More information after the break.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to WTOP-10. Here is your health and consumer report. Bad news if you straighten your hair consistently. Many products to straighten your hair have been linked to liver, lung, and nervous system damage. a compound in shampoos, conditioners, sprays, creams, lotions, gels, oils, waxes, and pomades, especially when heated, produces siloxanes, which can be harmful to you. Read the ingredients and be careful when styling your hair. The holidays are a time for family, but also a time for stress. To prevent excess stress, setting boundaries can help a lot. Mandy Gaither has more.
It's that time of year again, but before taking on what the holidays throw at you, make sure you're also taking care of your mental health.
A lot of times we don't want to talk about boundaries because we think it's negative or that we shouldn't need them. But the reality is, healthy relationships have very good boundaries and they're very clear and understood by both people.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says setting boundaries can be uncomfortable. So first, recognize your triggers.
Thinking in advance, is there something that regularly happens that doesn't sit well with you or that feels like a violation?
Before a get-together, Baumstein says to get ahead of triggers by making people aware of them beforehand.
In the heat of the moment is not the time to bring it up, because the reality is we aren't our calm, rational selves. We're emotional and we're heightened.
Next, if your boundary is crossed, have a plan. But Baumstein says to remember, we only have control over ourselves.
If somebody brings something up that you've repeatedly said is off limits, you can't stop them from doing it, but you can decide that you're going to shut down the conversation or you're going to leave, because this is really about you having peace and protecting yourself.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Setting boundaries is healthy for relationships and for your own mental health. Just because it's family doesn't mean they should be able to step all over you, leaving you exhausted. Keep boundaries for a happier holidays. If you own a Chrysler vehicle, you may be receiving a letter by next month about a recall, as 142,000 vehicles are being recalled for headlight and turn signal problems. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the steering column controls module may cause the high beams to turn on when a turn signal is used.
Haters of All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey will be very happy to know that the song is no longer in the #1 spot for holiday songs. Brenda Lee has defeated Mariah Carey, the Ice Queen, and is reigning victorious with Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Coming up in sports, Luke Reddy.
Hey Luke, can you give us a quick preview?
Hey guys, stay tuned for all the latest sports news. Impressive milestones were achieved, and quarterback jobs were tossed around in the NFL. All that and more, coming up next.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving. I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back. Your favorite sports guy is back. Let's jump right into it. 2 members of the Oswego State women's soccer team have been recognized for their outstanding performance this season. The United Soccer Coaches All-Region teams have announced that Gillian Groth and Amber McDermott have been named to the All-Region 3 second team for the 2023 season. For Groth, who's a senior, and McDermott, who's a sophomore, it's a first-time selection for both Oswego Stars. In addition, both players were also named All-SUNYAC second team, a pair of truly impressive achievements that both stars deserved. The Oswego Lakers track and field team got their season started off on the right foot. Senior Aiden Harrington, as well as sophomore Daniel Mars, ran top 10 times in Oswego State track and field history. They did so at Houghton's December Classic. Mars's time of 7.2 seconds in the 60-meter dash is third best in program history and helped him place first, while Harrington was fifth in history with a time of 7.22 seconds. A truly impressive start to their season. The Pittsburgh Steelers will have to survive the next few weeks without their starting quarterback, Kenny Pickett, who suffered a high ankle sprain last week against the Arizona Cardinals. The second-year man underwent surgery on the ankle on Monday in order to accelerate the healing process, according to head coach Mike Tomlin. Tomlin declined to give a specific timetable for the quarterback's return, but he did iterate that the injury shouldn't be season-ending. Mitch Trubisky will take over quarterback for the foreseeable future. It may come as a shock to some, but Tommy DeVito will remain the New York Giants starting quarterback for their next matchup against the Green Bay Packers. Tyrod Taylor, who dealt with a rib injury over the past few weeks, was set to return this week, and people speculated over who would get the starting job. Head coach Brian Dable remarks that Tommy DeVito has earned this, having won 2 of his 3 starts, and he will get another go at it come Monday night. The Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Cincinnati Bengals in this Monday Night Football showdown. And what a showdown it was. And it was all about the second half. Jake Browning, the backup QB for the Bengals, throws a dart to Jamar Chase, and he is long gone. A 76-yard bomb for Jamar Chase, and that gets him into the end zone for a touchdown to give the Bengals the lead. Later on, the third quarter, Trevor Lawrence, dancing in the pocket, heaves up a prayer. It's tipped, but somehow, some way, Parker Washington is able to take that ball for himself and score the game-tying touchdown. What a play by Parker Washington. Later on, fourth quarter, game tied 28 apiece. Lawrence is decked into the ground, and that sack would prove to be fatal, as Lawrence would suffer a high right ankle sprain due to that sack. And that would be fatal because he would be out for the rest of the game and would not return, which would be the pivotal moment in that game because overtime, 1 minute left, McPherson drills it through the uprights, a 48-yard strike to give the Bengals an impressive upset win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a win for Cincinnati.
Sorry. Whether you've been around someone under the age of 25 recently, you may or may not have heard the term Riz. And
now language experts have chosen it as Oxford's Word of the Year for 2023.
It's derived from the word charisma, referring to a person's ability to attract a romantic partner through style, charm, attractiveness. But given the nature of the joke, of course, it's pushed a little bit extra.
So do you guys think I have Riz?
That's a tough question. I mean, can we see your game face? Can we? I'm sold. I think he has Riz.
Sold.
I'm absolutely sold.
There you go.
So,
oh, this is our last show, guys, for the Tuesday 18. This is our closing ceremony right here.
Yeah.
We're so glad you could be here for this semester and join us for this ride. So thank you.
And you know, it's been a little bit scuffed along the way, but we've had our good moments, we've had our rough moments, and we'll see you guys all after winter break. And we look forward to coming back and rejoining you all. And that's our report for tonight. So thanks for tuning in.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you for watching.
Everyone, and welcome to The Bigger Picture. As always, I'm your host, Matthews Frank, and here at The Bigger Picture, we are all about recognizing those organizations that you may have never heard of. So, as always, before we get more deep into tonight's episode, let's talk about a little bit of some updates about what's been going on in my life as well as everybody else's life right now on the college campus. So, up first, we all just came back from Thanksgiving break not too long ago. My Thanksgiving break was all right. Unfortunately, I caught the stomach virus, so my Thanksgiving involved me staying home with my mom, and I was just bedbound the entire time. But luckily, my sister was able to bring me some food back home, and I recovered, so we're good to go now. But I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving break. I hope everybody had some time with their friends and family, their loved ones, and, you know, ate a lot of food. And moving on forward, let's talk about the future of The Bigger Picture. So as everyone may know, finals week, it is next week. I will be one among many who will be graduating next weekend. And a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with The Bigger Picture. Will we continue? Will it not continue? Who knows? But I'm happy to announce that there are some plans to hopefully make The Bigger Picture continue after my departure from SUNY Oswego. So just stay on the lookout. Keep your eyes glued to our Instagram page. Keep your eyes glued here on WTOP-10. Catch up on some other episodes of The Bigger Picture as well as some other shows, some other original productions WTOP-10 has to offer. And, you know, stay tuned for the news. But I would just like to let everyone know The Bigger Picture will probably make its comeback, will not. Let's just see. But before we jump in with tonight's guests, let's talk about some upcoming events that you should attend if you have some time, of course. First up, join the African Student Organizations for an exciting game night in MCC Room 225. Take a break. Take a break from studying, from finals, from all of that. Go to ASO's program on Thursday. Have some time to play some cool games, meet some new people, have some conversation with them, and just vibe out. This program, again, will be in MCC Room 225, December 7th at 7 p.m., so don't miss out. Relax and recharge at the Chill Free Zone hosted by the Mary Walker Health Center Harmony Center in room 106. Join them for a range of calming activities such as meditation, crafting, massage chairs, fidgets, and journaling sponsored by the COPE team. These events are scheduled for this Thursday and this Friday, so don't forget to stop by and relieve some stress. Looking for some more stress busters that's fun and active? Swing by Lee Hall this Friday as the African American Male Empowerment Network will be hosting an open rec basketball session. If you are just tired of studying and tired of just looking at your computer screen, then go to the Lee Hall basketball court, shoot some hoops with AA men, and just have a good time for the hour that we're going to be there. And lastly, but not least, of course, join the Chemistry Club for their holiday party on Thursday, December 7th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. They have a bunch of things from contests to games, including a chemistry trivia game. Also, a chance to win the most festive chemist by dressing in your best holiday attire. They will also be giving out holiday candies in a jar for the winners, as well as honoring their graduating seniors for next week. Stay tuned because when we come back, we'll have a very special guest joining us for The Bigger Picture tonight. So be right back. Okay, now you come.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Roker.
All right, everyone, welcome back to The Bigger Picture. Tonight, we are joined by a special guest. Allow me to introduce to you guys the African Student Organization. ASO is dedicated to fostering unity, cultural exchange, and educational enrichment among African students and students here at SUNY Oswego. The organization meets every Thursday at 7 p.m. in room 225 here in MCC. They're all about uniting diverse perspectives under the motto, I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. Their mission extends beyond borders, weaving together social, cultural, and educational aspirations to create a vibrant environment of community and understanding. Joining us tonight on the episode The Bigger Picture, we have Vice President Ajak and President Chelsea. Welcome to The Bigger Picture.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No problem. So, if y'all ready, let's start with some questions, all right? So the first question I have for ASO is, how does ASO showcase African cultures on campus? Are there any examples of some events or anything you guys have done to show African culture here on the SUNY Oswego campus?
Yes, for example, recently we just had our Pan-African dinner, which we talk about unity, about all countries in Africa, and also showcased some things that go on in Africa. We also have programs every Thursday, which we talk about things of different cultures and different countries.
Okay, cool. Chelsea?
We've definitely done a lot to showcase African culture and African traditions. We had a collaboration with the school, I believe last year, where we got to, they invited us to collab with them, and they taught us a lot of traditional dances.
Yeah. Yes, I remember this program, the food court.
Exactly, yeah.
I remember
And a lot of people get to learn how to dance, well, I should say from the Ghanaian perspective, the Adoa and the Palugo, which was interesting and nice for people to learn as well.
Okay.
And they actually made us participate in it, which was also very nice, because it's been a while since we actually also experienced our cultures ourselves, being that we are here and not back home.
Okay, and that leads into the next point on how does it feel to be able to express your cultures from back home onto SUNY Oswego campus? How does it feel looking at people look at your culture and be like, wow, this is fun, this is great, I like it?
I could speak on this because in high school, there weren't many Africans that were from the same place as me. There were very few, so I didn't really have I wasn't able to relate to many people, especially from different cultures. I only knew what I knew, but then coming here and seeing how there's a lot of people from different places and being able to learn about their cultures, it was really exciting.
Okay, cool. Chelsea?
I would say extremely exciting in the way, because I came here in 2014 and not being able to express that. First, when you come here, it's very boring. You get to, you talk to other people. I used to talk to people back home for so long, and to the point that they asked me, you don't have any friends over there?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but then now it's like I get to meet so many interesting people, not just Ghanaians, because I'm Ghanaian, not just Ghanaians. I get to meet people from Gabon, South Africa, Mali, and to learn their traditions as well, and to find out some of our differences and similarities is very nice and interesting to have. I'm someone that has always loved to travel, so learning that from now and leading up to my travel experiences one day is very amazing to me.
Okay. So I'm guessing this right here is your wonderful e-board.
Yeah.
There's the e-board. I know there's some recognizable faces here. Jalea, if you guys seen our last episode of Golden Z Club, she was here.
Yeah.
There's Wes, Jamal, there's Chelsea and Ajay. Wow, okay. Beautiful e-board, of course.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the mantra, all right? So your mantra, I'm not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. How does this idea impact of what ASO is all about? How do your mantra really say this is ASO, this is us, this is what we stand for?
ASO definitely wants to promote unity, and also that you don't have to be from Africa to come to ASO. You come as you are, no matter where you're from, you're still going to be welcomed, and we're all just one community.
Okay, cool. Chelsea?
I feel like it does a lot for us. Being that our last president was Haitian, to say that everybody comes from Africa, but being from a Haitian country and then being able to still feel a part of African students is very important, which is what our mantra is all about. One of our co-DOPs.
Was?
Yeah. Shout out to NYC. You know, he's not African, but he's willing to learn our traditions and our cultures to also teach us about it and also bring it from his perspective as well. Because when you start learning, you start realizing that we have a lot of similarities to the Hispanic culture and Latino culture than we thought. So our mantra means a lot to see, being that you don't have to be African to be part of the African student organization, says a lot. Coming to programs and learning brings you a whole different perspective as to how I should say American portrays Africa. Being that most of us live there some of our lives or has experienced the actual realness of Africa and be able to share those experiences are nice to what the media portrays us to be.
Wow, that's actually true. You speaking facts. Okay. So I want to touch down on what you said about a lot of like ASO being very welcoming. So me, myself, I have been a part of many Alana orgs, but the one that I actually joined committee was ASO. I joined ASO's committee, and I can speak on what Chelsea said about it. Like, it doesn't matter where you're from. Join ASO and you're gonna feel like you're in that family. You're in that family regardless. Can we show the shirts? Like, look at the shirts they have on. That's a prime example of like you joining their board, you joining the organization, and you automatically feeling like you are a family. So me personally, also, let's just talk about this. I just completely forgot about this. The motto of I am not African because I was born in Africa, but Africa was born in me is one of the most creative mantras there is right now. Shout out to all the orgs, all the Alana orgs, and all the other multicultural orgs for their mantras. ASO is one of them. The mantras are just amazing. The mantras, I feel like, is what really ties your org together, and ASO just has one of the creative mantras as well. So shout out to y'all. So next question I have for you guys is, tell us about ASO programs. What usually happens during these programs, and can you guys each name one of your favorite programs you guys had?
So for our programs, when you come in, as soon as you step in the room, everybody's there, they're playing music, it's time to chat, get to know people. It's just like a good, positive space of just meeting new people. And then once the program starts with our DOPs, we start off with probably a few questions about what the program is going to be about, just to see about what people know about the program or topic. Then it could be educational or it could be fun, because you know we like mixing a little both. But
And then Ajak, what you would say is your favorite ASO program so far? It could be for this semester or just any other semesters.
I would say I have two.
Okay, what are the two?
My first one, I feel like, would be Among Us. It was my favorite because I was the imposter, and nobody figured out that I was the imposter. And then it was just fun because like everybody was working together trying to find the clues, and it was really fun. And the second one I would say is Guess Who. Okay. Where we learn facts about a few people, and at the end we did a game trying to remember the facts that we were told, like where the person was from and certain facts about Africa, which is one that I didn't know. Africa has 54 countries. And until coming and joining ASO, I did not know that.
Okay. All right, so when we get back from break, we're going to ask Chelsea what was her favorite program so far this semester, as well as some other questions, of course, for ASO. So stay tuned and stick back around when we come back from break. So Chelsea, what's your...
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
chaos. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back from break, everyone. Before we jump into our next question, let's hear about what are Chelsea's favorite programs that ASO has produced so far. So Chelsea, what are your favorite programs from ASO so far?
I don't necessarily have one program, but I would definitely say all the programs that we've collaborated at the orgs about, like LSU, CSA, and DMA, getting to learn their cultures as well. Also, like I said before, learning their similarities and differences compared to ours as well is very nice to see. And then with DMA, comparing like American music to African music and then making
that was a fun program.
Beats as well was a very fun program to have.
Okay, cool. So up next, so first of all, Pan-Africa just passed.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about putting that together? Because I know putting an event is not easy. Oh my God. So if you guys could just tell me real quick, like Pan-Africa, how it went, how did you guys envision it to be? Did it come out that way?
Pan-Africa. Ooh. It was definitely stressful, but at the end, it was very much all worth it. Like, it did come out how you wanted it to be. It did end a little longer, but I loved every moment of it. I would say some of my favorite parts were the dance performers, getting to see how different cultures express their culture through dance, like ASA, and ASO, CSA. It was just a good experience. I also liked how our own dance team, Tempo, showed different dancers from different countries in Africa, such as South Africa, Nigeria, Congo, and Ghana. It was just, I loved it.
Okay. Chelsea?
Like Jack said already, it was stressful, but yeah. But at the end, we pulled through, and I'm extremely proud of my board for that. So shout out to y'all. I would say my favorite part would be the intern play, because I know the interns put a lot of work into it. We'll be texting the group chat every single day, back and forth. They'll be practicing 3 to 2 hours a day just for this show to happen. So shout out to them as well.
Shout out to the interns, y'all.
Yeah. But that was most definitely my favorite part. But I was roaming about to actually take in everything to actually enjoy it, but seeing videos from and then hearing feedback from other people was actually very helpful and very meaningful to me as well, being that we put a lot of work into it. Hearing that this was one of the good shows or good events that I've actually been to was fun to hear.
Yeah, I feel like that's very encouraging actually if somebody tells you that your event went great. So so before we move on to the next question, just want to let you guys know, if you yourself are interested in attending an ASO event like Pan-Africa, next semester they have the Battle of the Designers event, which is top tier, 10 out of 10 event. I participated in multiple times. It's great. They also have their dinner, which will be happening again next semester. So spring semester, get your tickets. Come on. Come on. So ASO, in my opinion, along with many other orgs, have great committee bonding nights and e-board bonding nights, I can imagine. So can you guys talk to us about how those committee nights or those little times you guys have together brings everyone together, and how can those events help out, how can those bonding nights help out when it comes to introducing yourselves to the new committee members and getting to know them and them getting to know you guys?
I can say bonding night was definitely one of the top reasons why I chose to stay with ASO, because I got the chance to meet new people, and I was really kind of more closed off in the beginning, But then one of the games that we did was karaoke. And the e-board members are like, everyone has to do a song. And I'm like, I don't want to go up there and do a song because there's like a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah.
And me, myself, I cannot sing at all. So I was like, that's like kind of embarrassing. But it was really fun, and having everybody encourage me, like, you got this, like, we'll even sing with you, like, and then once I go up there, and everybody was singing together, like, it just, I felt so comfortable and so welcomed, and that made me feel really happy.
Okay, cool. Chelsea?
I feel like the bonding experience just not only brings us together, but also provides a lot of areas for improvement for us as well, because the interns are the future of most of our,
that is true,
as we know, because they might be the next board. Yeah, and they are the ones who would also bring people in. Without the interns, it's probably not that much for an organization. And with our bonding experience, being that we bond with them and also learning from them, get to help us improve in our programs as well. I know recently we had a meeting with our interns, like, hey, how do you guys feel like we should support you guys? How do you feel like ASO is doing when it comes to supporting you guys educationally, emotionally, whatever it is that we can help you guys do, which is, I feel like if we did not have that bonding experience, we wouldn't have been able to have, which is why I also extremely love bonding and karaoke as well.
Everybody loves karaoke.
Everybody loves karaoke. I remember we started pushing, like Jack said, not that we are forcing you to actually do something, but not just leaving you out of things too.
Making you feel welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember from my karaoke experience, one of the interns did not want to sing a song from their country. And we're like, why not? And then she played the song. Half of the board knew the song. We jumped in and started singing with her.
Oh, that's nice.
And then she was like, oh my God, I didn't think anybody would know any song from Congo. I'm like, what do you mean?
I love y'all do it.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think you were community leader when I went to my first bonding night.
It was Mary and Lindsay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mary and Lindsay. I know when you guys had the blue ASO I like that shirt. All right, so next question. Real quick, if you guys could share a quick personal experience or story that illustrates your experience in ASO, or an experience that has impacted someone else's life so far in ASO, what can that story be?
For me, a personal story, I have a lot of personal stories when it comes to ASO.
Yeah.
I've been in ASO since my freshman year. It was through COVID. Our meetings was through Zoom, and Instagram Live for some reason. I would say when I first knew about ASO, we were through Zoom because it was COVID, and then the involvement fair was also through Zoom as well.
Yeah,
and as soon as I got there, they're like, where are you from? I'm like, I live in the Bronx, but I'm from Ghana. They all started screaming, Ghana, even though none of them were from Ghana, but they all started screaming Ghana. And that made me feel more welcome, to the point that as soon as the meeting ended, and like, I kid you not, as soon as the meeting ended, I ran to my friends, Mary and Tracy, like, you guys have to join ASO. Oh my God. Exactly.
That's crazy.
And then I just ran to their room, told them about ASO, and then they were asleep, so they couldn't join the involvement fair. But during the next meeting, they joined, and then right after, we were all just on the board right away. And we've all been on the board till date. I know Tracy took a little break because, but yeah, learning not only just your culture, and then ASO also being there for you as well, not just academically but emotionally as well. You get to have a lot of personal friends. I wasn't as close to Ajak, but then from this semester, we've become so close that we're already planning our 10-year reunion.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and then one other person that I'm very proud and extremely amazed that I got to know is Lindsay. I don't know if you know Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay. But she has taught me a lot, and I don't think she knows that. She'll probably cry if she sees this video.
She probably will.
But she has taught me so much, and she even taught me more than what the mantra means. Being that you can actually see her live the mantra means a lot, and that's my story when it comes to ASO.
Okay. Jack, if you have like a quick little experience with ASO?
Yeah, mine actually starts with Lindsay.
No.
She was like one of the people that were like, "Oh, are you coming to program today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And actually, like, she was an amazing intern leader and like making sure all of us are good and just interacting with us. I don't really think I had that before, like somebody always like being there whenever you need them. And then that also, me joining the e-board, learning new experiences and learning about other people's cultures is like just new things that I never had before, and having that just makes me just, I love it.
Yeah.
And also,
That's nice.
Somebody had told me before that they joined ASO because of me, and that just lit up my heart, because like I love making people feel welcome the same way I was welcomed, and just continuing that and having that be in ASO is just amazing.
Okay. All right, so we are nearing towards the end of tonight's episode, but of course we end every episode with a quick little question. So if you could pick one word, a piece of advice to give to any other student that's watching right now that would like to join ASO, what would that one word of advice be?
It has to be one word?
It could be like 1, 2, 3 words.
Okay.
Can it be a sentence?
Yeah.
Join and find out.
Oh, okay, join and find out. Ajak?
Come as you are.
Come as you are. Okay.
Come as you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are based off of thinking somebody's going to think away or whatever. Just come as you are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like Ajak and Chelsea said, if you yourself are interested in joining ASO, please, like I mentioned earlier, they have an event this Thursday, a game night. If you yourself are stressed, tired of studying, tired of work, tired of being in the library, please go to ASO's program happening in room 225, of course, at 7 p.m. They're going to have a game night, a bunch of fun games to do. If you would like to join their committee, join eventually the e-board in the future, go to more events. Next semester, start attending. Spring semester is a really packed semester filled with so many fun events. Be sure to make one of those events ASO's events. Make sure you go to their meetings. Make sure you stop at their table during the spring involvement fair. Make sure you connect with them, because if you yourself are interested, and remember, you don't have to be African, you don't have to be wherever you're from, you can join ASO. That's right?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. All right, so we're closing tonight's episode. A huge thank you to the African Student Organization for sharing all their valuable insights. Today was just a great episode. Thank you. I enjoy their commitment to Oswego and spreading the word is amazing. And we gotta keep popping out to these events and making sure they're doing great. To our viewers, thank you for joining us on tonight's episode. Remember to keep embracing diversity, keep learning, and go to these programs and learn more about where other people come from and things that interest you. Of course, like I said earlier, join the African Student Organization every Thursday at 7 to be a part of their organization. And until next week, the final episode for now next week, unfortunately. I'll see you guys, and don't forget to see things through the bigger picture.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Welcome into another edition of Laker Connections, featuring constant arguments with a side of sports discussions. Once again, I'm Thomas Turgeon.
And I'm Jared Wakefield. Thomas lured me away from Super Dirt Week so we can bring you everything you need to know about Laker sports.
Well, needless to say, we are not ones to dishonor tradition, so let's not make the world go crazy. Jared, let's recap this past week in Laker sports, and needless to say, it was a rather positive one for Oswego State athletics, so take it away.
It was certainly positive for Oswego State volleyball, Thomas, as the Lakers not only won 3 matches, but in sweeping fashion. The Lakers worked the brooms until the bristles fell out at Maxill Gymnasium on the Buffalo State Bengals and the Fredonia Blue Devils over the weekend. The Lakers then returned for a pink out last night where they swept the Wells Express back to Aurora, New York. Last night's win is the 11th in a row for the Toby Wren squad. Last year, everyone was touting the potential for next year's Lakers squad, Thomas. I think that potential is being realized.
I still believe the Toby Wren's effect is in full force because, I mean, you think about it, it wasn't even close in the Buffalo State game. 2 sets that were 25-18, one that was 25-17. So it wasn't even close. 39 aces and 39 kills for this Lakers team against Buffalo State. Fredonia, a little more competitive, but this is a team that I believe was like 1-11 going into the game against the Lakers. Simplicio, 13 kills. Fiorentine not too far behind her with 12. So this team is on a roll. 11 you mentioned in a row for the Lakers. That's tied now for 4th, I believe, or is knocked out 4th in program history, which was previously set at 9 going into this past weekend. So you look at the Lakers right now, they're rolling. I mean, the club volleyball team was there last night against Wells. It was an electric atmosphere.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a great night for them as well. They had a team in Wells coming in, a non-conference opponent. They were 7-4, I believe, coming in, left 7-5, and Oswego took care of them pretty quick, 25-15 first set. Wells came back in that second set, scared them a little bit, but the Lakers got it done in regulation, 25-23. Last set, 25-16. So Wells really not getting a good opportunity to come at Oswego at all. 38 kills for Oswego as a team, 25 for Wells. 15 aces for Oswego. They were great on the service all day long. Cara Simplicio, 12 kills overall. Just a great team effort overall. McKenna Corbin, 5 of those aces.
Most definitely a dominant performance for the Lakers. But we will keep moving along with some men's soccer where Dan Kane and company went up to the North Country to go bear hunting in Potsdam. They would come back home rather successful, winning by a score of 6-0, which followed into a gritty contest against Geneseo that resulted into a draw by a final score of 2-2. Jared, the Lakers have only gotten 1 conference win all season, but out of the 5 they have played, and it's starting to add up, and it's rather concerning.
It is rather concerning, but hey, if you're going to get a conference win, you might as well do it by 6 goals. So take a look at stats here. Andre Berjuli, he has stepped in for Matt Darpino in net. A 105 goals average against 13 saves on the year, an 813 save percentage. So Berjuli having a great start to his year. He had a lot of limited experience at the start of the year. He takes over for Darpino. He's been great. Obviously pitched that shutout against Potsdam. Against Geneseo with that tie, he had 5 saves, and one of those non-saves was on a free kick call that a lot of people weren't sure, but that was the way the refs called the game. Geneseo took advantage, and overall, a pretty solid week, at least some improvement. The Lakers going 1-0-1. I don't think you can complain too much. It's not ideal, but it's a step in the right direction.
It's a step in the right direction, but you definitely need to look closer towards a positive mindset, and that be winning, because Oswego has struggled to find the win column recently in the SUNY. I mean, you talk about Potsdam. It was 1-0 at half. They exploded after that. Shots 10-4 in favor of the Lakers. Geneseo, I was at that game. It was nasty, I tell you what. Except Oswego, they can't keep affording these ties, and they can't keep affording the cards. They had 3 yellow cards against Geneseo. Granted, it's been a tight contest between those 2 teams in the past years, but 12 fouls in that game as well. So you got to keep your composure. And as you mentioned, one of those fouls resulted in being in the back of the net for the Knights.
No, and they can't do that at all. Potsdam, they managed to stay out of the cards, but Potsdam Bears earned a red card, but Oswego, those yellow cards that hurt them, 3 for each team, 3 on Geneseo, 3 on Oswego. But moving over to the turf again, it was a tough week of play for Oswego State field hockey. The Lakers fought the Oneonta Red Dragons all the way in the double overtime until the Dragons walked it off just minutes into the second overtime, sinking the Lakers by a score of 2-1. The Lakers then headed to Rochester looking for a rebound win against St. John Fisher, but the Cardinals downed the Lakers by a final score of 2-1 in regulation. Thomas, The canoe is going to have to stay in the boathouse as field hockey was unable to add to a week of wins for Oswego Athletics.
And it's a struggle, too. We go to that Oneonta game, as you see in the highlights there. They just couldn't get anything going in that second half. Bradley Boucher with the only light for the Lakers. 1 goal, 3 shots on net. I mean, at the end of the day, Oswego State just couldn't capitalize in this game. A 2-1 overtime loss, really heartbreaking for them. I mean, they weathered the storm in that second half, but I mean, Oneonta was able to capitalize in overtime. And then you move to St. John Fisher. I mean, this is a team where the Lakers have struggled against Fisher in past years. The Lakers were leading at the half. They had the leads. Literally, history pretty much repeated itself in 2 straight games. You take the lead at the beginning, and then you can't finish in the second half. St. John Fisher struck twice in the first 5 minutes of the second half, and that is not going to win you a contest, whether it be SUNYAC, whether it be non-conference, whether it be playoffs. It's just not going to happen scoring 1 goal a game.
You know, one thing that really hurt Oswego this weekend, especially against Oneonta, was those penalty corners. Oswego had 13 penalty corners and did not convert. Those penalty corners are so huge. They give you a great opportunity right in front of the goalie to try and get a shot off, try to make something happen. And Oswego just unable to do so. They weren't able to do so against St. John Fisher, so they got to get something working.
They got to get something going, but, well, that is going to do it for the past week. But coming up, we will turn the clocks and move to the week ahead for Oswego State Athletics. Don't change that channel. You're watching Laker Connections on WTOP-10.
Hi, I'm Megan. And I'm Donna. And this is the Sunset Show. Grab your low-rise jeans because we're taking it back to the 2000s. Let's go, girls. And low-rise jeans together. One of the boys, boy.
Sorry, it's my agent. He told me that you're canceled.
Shebangy, shebangy, shebangy.
Welcome to the burial ground. Must see also and all of sports entertainment.
Welcome back to the Kind of Lake Show, where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Well, my birthday was November 13th, so it's been quite some time.
I think at the end we saw him get up.
I did that.
It's a winner, and I did bring a sweater for everyone.
There you go! I know your dreams.
You started the paper throwing, just the immaturity. You lost before you even argued.
Pretty insane that the Clippers, 10 of the last 11 postseasons, they're in there.
Welcome back to Laker Connections here on WTOP-10. Thomas, it was a pretty successful week for the Lakers, but it's about to be SUNYAC season for almost every Oswego team.
Absolutely. It's going to be busy, but you can start off once again.
Without further ado, Bubba, let's see where Oswego State is sailing in the weekend. Back over to you.
All right. So I'm a mess. Let's roll with some women's soccer as the Lakers are playing rather consistent since dropping that loss to Cortland back in September. But coming up is a team they have not beaten in 6 straight in the Plattsburgh Cardinals. And after that, they come back home to take on the Buffalo State Bengals on Wednesday. Jarrett, history on both sides of a streak are up for grabs as Oswego is winning in 4 straight versus the Bengals. What gets flipped and what remains the same?
Right now, Bubba, it's really hard to say. Obviously, Plattsburgh, 6 losses for Oswego. Last 3, 6-1 all-time, 9-17-2. So this Oswego women's team has had a hard time flipping the bird, so to speak. Over in Buffalo, a little bit better, 24-12. 5-5 recently. The Bengals have been getting a little bit better every year, but Oswego 4 straight for the last 4 games. So it really could go either way. Looking at this year, Plattsburgh is 1-3-1 this year in conference. Buff State is 1-2-1, and Oswego is 2-1-1. So Oswego in a bit better position. You know, we have high hopes for this women's soccer team. Oswego 3rd in the SUNYAC in goals for, average 2.56 per game. They're getting shots on net, and they're going in.
they're definitely converting on their opportunities. But the thing is with Plattsburgh, they haven't won in Plattsburgh since 2012. They're 3-8-2 on the road all time against the Cardinals women's soccer program. That's not a good stat line because guess where they're going, Jared? They're going to Plattsburgh. They're not staying here at the Laker turf. They're going up to North Country right next to the Ronnie B for men's hockey, soon to be coming around. And they're 3-8-2 on the road all time. That's not a good record. Moving on to Buff State, they have a 4-game win streak. The last game they played, it was 3-0 win, so a definitely dominant performance by the Lakers. But Buffalo State right now, they're also sitting at 6-3-2 overall, 1-2-1 in the conference. So a huge 3 points are on the line next Wednesday, and a huge 3 points are on the line this Saturday against the Cardinals.
And we are certainly in the time of year to talk about playoff season. If the Lakers can win these two, they are in phenomenal shape for the SUNYAC playoffs this coming fall. But it's all SUNYAC here on out for men's soccer. The Lakers return to action at home on Saturday to face the rival Plattsburgh Cardinals in a midday matchup. They'll get a few days off before they're Buffalo-bound on Wednesday, kicking off against the Buffalo State Bengals at 4 p.m. These are some huge games for the Lakers' playoff hopes, Bubba, as these three teams battle for what could be the last SUNYAC playoff spot.
And this is where we also talk about how much those ties are crucial. We look at the game against Geneseo last night. That was a tie. That's not good. Play against Fredonia. That was a tie. They lost to Brockport. They lost to Cortland. The only team they've beaten is Potsdam, and Potsdam's not even the strongest team in the conference. So they need wins. They haven't won since 2008 in regulation against Plattsburgh. Otherwise, it's been in overtime. The last 10, they're 0-2. They need this win. The last time out was also a tie, so that doesn't help them even more. That's another 1 point compared to 3 to move up to the standings.
It's almost as bad as a loss. You're losing those 2 points. And for Oswego, a team that went to the SUNYAC championship last year, they could very well be out of the playoffs if they lose one of these games. They've got some really big games coming up. Men's soccer 33-43-7 all-time against Buff State, 3-7 in their last 10. And as you mentioned with Plattsburgh, 0-8-2 for their last 10. 7th in goals against average, 145. So they're doing pretty well defensively. But again, it's almost like the same issue we've seen a few times here. They need to get shots. They need goals now.
They definitely need goals now. A huge guy that was in that was Slayer Bush, and he had 2 goals in the 5-2 win against Buffalo State last year. But we're going to move to McZeel, where the volleyball team is now 1 win away from tying for 3rd place in the program's most consecutive wins column with 12 wins. But the opponents that stand in their way of climbing up the ranks are the Rochester squads in Brockport and Geneseo. This will be a tough ask for the Lakers as they are 8-67 all-time against Brockport alone. Jared, the Toby Renz effect I still think is in play, but this is definitely their biggest challenge so far.
Absolutely. You know, you look at these 11 consecutive wins, and you know, it certainly wasn't easy sledding, but they've had a few softball opponents. Obviously, the Buffalo teams, a little bit of a down year for those volleyball programs, and Wells, a really small private college. You know, they're not going to have the best athletic programs, but they've got huge competition coming up in Brockport and Geneseo, and one of the players they're going to need to rely on there is McKenna Corbin against Wells. 26 assists, 5 aces, and 6 blocks. She has been outrageous stats-wise all year long. Against Fredonia, 25 assists, 2 blocks, 3 aces, 13 digs. She does almost everything but get kills, and she has been that big support role player for Oswego. But I feel like they got a better chance against Geneseo. They're 4-6 their last 10, 19-61 all-time. Geneseo is 6th, fighting for a playoff spot right now. They haven't played a lot of SUNYAC games. Oswego up in the top ranks in some of the SUNYAC standings, 10.79 kills per set and 2.85 service aces. That final stat, they lead the SUNYAC in.
Most definitely. And one of the things that caught my eye is one of the streaks will be broken between Brockport and Oswego. Will Oswego's consecutive win streak stay alive, or will Brockport's undefeated SUNYAC record so far at 3-0 get broken? So those 2 little tidbits that'll be interesting for the Brockport matchup. Geneseo, on the other hand, they haven't won on the road since 2015, and they've lost the last 5. So, like, volleyball-wise, I mean, Oswego needs to get these wins. Geneseo, they've struggled, as you mentioned. They haven't played a lot of conference games. They're 1-2 so far, so they need to come back just as well. But 6-8 so far in the overall play for the Knights. So that's a big deal for the Lakers.
You know, I feel like we've said the Toby Renz effect all night long, but this is the real test for Toby Renz's squad and that volleyball squad. They played well against the conference opponents they need to beat. They beat Plattsburgh and Potsdam last year in what was a down year right at the end of the season, but now Brockport, Geneseo, if they can beat these teams, I think this volleyball team could go really far. But that'll do it for the week ahead, but don't go anywhere as we've traded World in for this season's first Wheelhouse Wire. It's all hockey when we come back on Laker Connections.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
Look at that. It's so sad.
Here's our weather outlets and our social media on Saturday. And that's all.
Welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP-10, and thank God when I say that it's finally time of the year where the Wheelhouse Wire is back, and we're going to talk about what is going on at the Deb. Jared, men's hockey, let her fly.
Well, we're now just over a week away from the preseason puck drop for the Oswego State Lakers men's hockey program against Stevenson. Head coach Ed Gosek had some big shoes to fill with the loss of Travis Broman and Steven Kozakowski, and this new recruiting class comes with a very high ceiling. 5 new forwards are coming to Oswego, with D1 St. Cloud State transfer Thomas Rocco a highlight. Drake Semrad is the lone D-man joining the team, hailing from the Richmond Generals, one of Broman's former junior teams. Freshman Tendi Calcio joins Oswego after a great season with the Flin Flon Bombers and an invite to the Toronto Maple Leafs development camp. We haven't played a game yet, Thomas, but this new class has Oswego State fans excited.
I completely agree, and you're completely missing the fact that not only did you get one Division I transfer, but you also have another in Daniel Colabufo with coming from Holy Cross in the Atlantic Hockey Division. Regardless of what you look at the recruiting class right there. Cal Shell, 6'3". He's pretty much, if anything, he reminds me exactly of Steven Kozakowski.
Almost a clone.
Exactly. 41 games played, 2.39 GAA and .923 save percentage with the Flin Flon Bombers of the SJHL. That's the most electric name I've ever heard of. But after that, you look, Brett Fudger coming in at 6'2". He's got some size. But then you also have your smaller guys, Colabufo, Connor Gato at 5'7". He also put in 71 points in 107 games with the Shreveport Mudbugs. Plug Richie Perrant right there because he played for the Mudbugs. Jacob Bradley in the back. I know you're flipping out about that in the null. But Drake Semrad also coming in. This is a guy where I kind of see a Ben Addison, a 5'7" defenseman. He had 15 goals, 18 assists, and 33 points with the Richmond Generals for the USPHL. And as you mentioned, Thomas Rocco coming in from St. Cloud State. That's a competitive division in the NCDC in Division I.
Very, very competitive team for St. Cloud State there. Thomas Rocco coming in from the Aberdeen Wings. 3 years with St. Cloud, played a lot of games there. Won the North American Hockey League championship with the Aberdeen Wings. 42 points, plus 30 on the year, and 9 playoff points. You want those players in playoff hockey. Oswego, unless something goes horrifically wrong, is going to be playing some kind of playoff hockey come next February and March. So that'll be interesting to see. Daniel Colabufo, he's coming home. He comes home from Holy Cross. He grew up in Camillus, New York. 22 points with the Maryland Black Bears in 2020-2021. 15 games played with Holy Cross.
Absolutely, but that's a big deal for Oswego. But we'll move to women's hockey, where Mark Digby and now new assistant coach Maddie Paul will be welcoming 6 new Lakers into the recruiting class of 2022. The class consists of 6 total players, including 4 forwards, 1 defenseman, and 1 goaltender. Of those 6, 2 are from Division I colleges and 1 from transfer at the Division III level. So, Jared, there's a lot definitely to talk about with this squad and when it comes to recruits and transfers and graduates leaving as well.
There's a whole lot of things going on here. Oswego lost some big defensive key players. They lost Ashlyn McAleer, the A on the sweater, and they obviously lost Philomena Taggart, the captain, and Shine Kennedy, a defenseman. So 2 defensive players to fill in. They get Rhea Zemlak from Calgary, Alberta, a right-handed shooter. 5 points, 36 penalty minutes with Edge School Prep. 13 points in 2019 with Calgary Fire Red. So that's where you're going to fill the defense. And on the forwards ends, big transfer coming in. You have a D1 transfer in Megan Gates. Mackenzie Malone, a D3 player from Augsburg, from Minneapolis, 5'5" righty shooter. 24 points in 25 games last year for Augsburg, plus 9, a proven scorer at the D3 level. Shades of Megan Teachout in ways.
I totally agree with that. And you talk about the transfer from Augsburg University. 25 games played, 13 goals, 11 assists, and 24 points. This is a player where Oswego needs scoring. When we talked about it last year, they were really, really on the edge of losing some games like Buffalo State and Cortland and Morrisville, rather. I mean, you think about it, they only beat Buffalo State 1-0 and outshot them. I think it was somewhere along the lines of 59-12. So, I mean, she's another player to bring in. You got Kaylin Toddy and Megan Gates as well from Division I, Sacred Heart. And then you also have another goaltender in the mix, so it's definitely going to be interesting for the women's hockey team coming in to this season. So the Lakers have a big test in front of them for this year. So
interesting stuff with Lexi Levy, too. Interesting stat line. 7 games, 438 goals against, 902 save percentage. So making saves, maybe some not working there. She comes to Oswego. But I think that'll do it.
That will do it. That's going to do it for the Laker Wheelhouse Wire. When we come back, Mr. T sits down with us to scream for 5 minutes in Laker Showdown. We'll be right back on WTOP-10.
Only on WTOP.
DiCarlo on the rebound! Alex DiCarlo!
Yeah, it's been a wild game so far. A lot of high scoring, so definitely tighten it up and play out that full 60 minutes.
Welcome back to the best show on WTOP-10 out on our own Oswego.
Did you hear that Bad Bunny's going to be in Canada over spring break, you know?
I heard that one.
Drink a coffee. The week.
Oh my God.
Roll it.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. I'm your moderator, Tommy Tellerino.
And it's now time for everyone's favorite segment, Laker Showdown. For those of you that don't know the rules, these two Laker sports enthusiasts will have around 30 seconds each to answer the 3 questions I'm going to ask them. Are you gentlemen ready?
Let's do it.
Let's
fly.
Let's get started. The Oswego State women's volleyball team extended their win streak to 11 games with a sweep over Wells College last night. They are now 15-6 on the year and have 3 more SUNYAC matchups on the season. Right now, they are 4-1 in the SUNYAC. With this team on a hot streak, how far can they go in the playoffs? I'll have Bubba start this one out.
All right, this is where I hate to burst the bubble on the tire pump of, 11 straight games now, but I think it's a semifinal. I really don't think it's a championship at this point.
No faith.
It's not the fact that that I don't have faith. It's the fact their opponents in their schedule, in their order right now, they've played the easy teams first and the tough challenges ahead of them. Brockport lost the last 2. Jenny lost the last 5. New Paltz lost the last 13. Those are the tough teams, not Potsdam, not Fredonia, a team that was 1-11 coming into McZeal, and definitely not Plattsburgh, a team they rolled over to begin the matter. So Oneonta, is in that schedule, but they're 500 over the last 4 games against the Red Dragons. So it definitely is a tough challenge to ask for, and not even to mention
I want you to go home. I want you to go home after this and build a shrine to Toby Renz and start praying, because compared to where this team was last year, this is a different team. They're going to the championship match against Cortland. Brockport and New Paltz are going to be a challenge, but I'm feeling some magic. This team has played with cohesion that has not been seen in years, nay, I say decades, for the Oswego State volleyball program. J.J. O'Connell, phenomenal coach. I think Toby Renz bringing volleyball into a new era.
I got to agree with Jared on this one. They're on a roll like they're in a canoe right now.
Oh, it's a boat! What do you mean? It's a boat!
They're on a roll right now.
It doesn't roll?
All right.
Does it
roll?
To
the next one. The field hockey team started out strong with a 4-0 record, but they have now fallen to 6-5 on the year, and they are 0-2 in the SUNYAC. This happened to them last year when they started out 4-0, but ended up 2-4 in the conference. Gentlemen, how can the field hockey team not repeat the same mistake this year? Jared, I'll have you start.
Well, this is not a bakery. You got to stop with the turnovers. This field hockey team, why aren't they shooting? Why are they having a hard time getting in the offensive zone? They're turning the ball over. It's hard to say if you've never been to a field hockey game. A lot of whistles. You can't interfere with other people's sticks. You can't really interfere with the play. It's very clean, as no contact as possible, but the Lakers got a lot of whistles against them in that Oneonta game. It cost them time in the offensive zone, and it put them on the defense and allowed Oneonta to walk right into Erica Shabline's kitchen and start making some pizza.
Pizza, no, but definitely not turnovers. It's shots. You need shots to score, and you need goals to win. And defense may cut it for a little bit, but at the end of the day, when you have 16 shots on goal in your last 4 losses, I'm not a big math guy, and I haven't taken a math class since freshman year, but that's only averaging 4 shots on goal, and that won't cut it. You can't score without shots on goal. The opportunities, they're averaging 14 shots on goal this season, but that was padded at the beginning of the year. They need shots.
I got to go with Bubba on this
Thank
one.
you.
Shots on goal, that's all that matters.
It is.
Last year, the men's hockey team ended with an 18-7-1 record on the year and a loss in the SUNYAC championship to SUNY Geneseo.
Love the ding.
With the losses of key players such as Broman and Kozakowski, can this team win the same number of games from last year, or will they take a hit in the win column this year?
I'm going to go with no. I think it's definitely going to be under because they didn't play Utica last year. I think their schedule's a lot more competitive. 6 now, potentially 7. They've got Elmira, Hobart, Jenny ×2, Wilkes, and Utica. Maybe Adrian if they win, and Adrian wins here in Oswego at the Deb on New Year's Eve. A Christmas miracle came late, I guess. But you're not even including the hiccups that they had last year. Cortland games, the Fredonia games, it's ridiculous.
All right, listen. I'm not going to go crazy optimistic here. I think they end right around the same, somewhere in the 17, 18, 19 wins bracket. I'll look at the preseason, too. I think they'll win over Carleton Place and Stevenson, but in the SUNYAC, I think they'll sweep Plattsburgh, they'll sweep Potsdam, they'll certainly beat Buff State. Brockport, I think they're a little weaker this year. They'll definitely sweep Morrisville. I think Fredonia's a bit of a trap game this year. Jenny and Cortland will be tough. I still think they sweep Cortland. I think they have a better chance at Geneseo this year than last year. They're going to beat Wilkes at the Skidmore tournament. They're going to beat St. Aslam, and they'll probably win the Plattsburgh tournament. They make the SUNYAC championship and go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, the Potsdam tournament, because there's no one there. There's no one worth recognizing.
Okay, and they're going to win it. That's going to add to the win count.
All right. Jared, those are some bold claims. I got to go with
Oh,
Jared
come
Johnson.
on.
It's legit. That is a tough schedule.
Legit.
Oh, come on.
It's legit.
Come on.
That's not a come on. There's 7 of the 25.
They're going. You just said they're going to the Plattsburgh tournament and no one's there. That's 2
No
wins.
one's there, but either way, I don't care, but that doesn't matter because thank you to our producer, Alex Brooks, director, Jacob Bradley. That's all the time we have for this week on Laker Connections. We'll see you next week for more constant screaming. Thank you very much. Good night.
Hello, and welcome back to International Journey, where we share amazing stories of graduating international students. Today, for our last episode, we have a very special guest. Please welcome Bai. Bai, how are you today?
Hi Julie, thank you so much for having me here today. So my name is Bai Massen. I am an international student from Senegal. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. What's your major, Bai?
So I'm double majoring in economics and business administration.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I know a lot about you doing internships throughout your entire time at SUNY Oswego and beyond. Can you tell us a little bit about those internships just to start us off with the show today? Because I think that tells a lot about who you are.
Yes. So I have been quite involved, I must say. So like the chronology of my internship, like it started way back home when I was in Senegal, like, you know, working as a student intern in a family business. And then here I have had the possibility to volunteer at the Nature Conservancy as a portfolio researcher. Then I have worked as a compensation analyst at Abt Associate, which is a consulting company in Rockville, Maryland. And my latest internship is as a climate change researcher with the same company, Abt Associate.
Like I said, a lot there. So let's kind of break it down now. You're going to be finishing an internship this coming Friday. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that and what are your key takeaways at this point?
Yeah, so like that was extremely funny because I was in the company like as a compensation analyst, and then this one day on a lunch break, like I was having a conversation with the climate team at the company, and then they were asking me about the climate change, how it is affecting us in Senegal. And then I was telling them about it. I was like, yeah, we are living like, you know, the direct consequences of the climate change. And then I was telling them my knowledge about it, as I have done once a research about it. And they were like, oh, send us your research and your resume, and then we're going to see if we're going to have an opening, something like that. And then here we go. I am a climate change intern, and it is just like one of the most beautiful things that I have ever been, because I feel like I'm doing something that matters. And then my key takeaway is the fact of like just understanding the like pressing and alarming situation we are at with the climate change, and then being able to raise awareness throughout my community and my friends.
Very nice, Bai. Thank you so much for sharing that. So as a student, you have had a lot on your plate, you know, with internships, but also traveling to these internships and being a student. So can you tell us a lot about that? I know you travel. Why do you enjoy it?
Yeah, so I love traveling because I feel like, you know, when you travel, you can just be whoever you want, because you're going to be in a foreign country. You're going to be like with people who won't be there remembering whatever you do over there. So it is like you're going to say bye-bye to insecurities and all these limits that you have in your mind. And then you are just be able to enjoy yourself to the fullest, do the things that you like. And while doing that also, you're going to make friends, like discover new culture, and that will like, you know, mature you up, like make you grow, because you're gonna understand like a lot of things in the world that you wouldn't just like be understanding sitting in your room. That's why I actually love traveling a lot.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and for those of you that don't know, Bai has an Instagram that's at travel_by, so you should definitely follow that if you haven't already. To talk more about traveling though, what are your top 5 countries? I know that's a lot to like put into one because you've traveled to how many countries?
I have been to 35 countries.
Yeah, so that's a lot to put into just a list of 5. But if you could break it down, maybe by food or by like education, what you've taken away from it, make that list up for yourself.
So I would say that's kind of hard because if you ask me about food, I have had great food almost everywhere. Like I will never forget, the street food in Japan, for example, or like the nasi goreng that I had in Indonesia. So it's kind of hard to just break down like all like or kind of say a top 5 because each country has the beautiful culture or so many beautiful things to offer. But then I'm gonna make it simple by choosing one country in each continent, I think. So, well, each continent that I have been to, I would say in Asia, Japan, in Africa, Congo, in Latin America or North America, I would say Canada and Panama, and Europe, I would say Switzerland.
Okay, all right, that's a good list. Haven't been to any of those, but I think I will try now that you told me that list. So thank you, Bai. A little more though, I'm really curious to know about what it was like traveling, being a student. I mean, we have a lot on our plate as it is. What's it like traveling and being a student, having to go to those classes after you just are like jet lagged, so to speak? So how is that for you?
Yeah, so I just came back from a trip and I'm quite jet lagged, but what happened is like people, most of the time they just say, oh, yeah, like I have a lot to do and things like that. But we have 24 hours in a day. I feel like if you plan it correctly, you can do so much with the time. Like, all that extra time you spend on TikTok or stuff like that. Like if you manage your time very well, you can do your school stuff while like enjoying yourself, doing like your own hobbies. It just doesn't have to be traveling because me especially, I like traveling, but it can be anything else. So in my case, I travel when I have breaks, and then for example, I remember on spring break, I had a week off and then I wanted to go to Indonesia. And then my friend was like, you're going to Indonesia for a week, bye. It is a long flight or something like that to just stay there for a week. But how is it different to a PTO? Most of the people, they have 2 weeks off, like when they start working. So I just feel like you can do much with a week if you plan it correctly. And I am taking 21 credits since my 2nd semester, like here, and I am able to take my 21 credits, travel, and also spending time with my friends.
That's amazing, Bai. I wish I could be like you. You're very inspiring, and I want to hear all about this after the break, okay? Let's hear, and stay tuned also, for more about why Bai chose Oswego. Stay tuned.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.